minutes, I'd like to introduce Mr. Mike Mcready. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thanks for having me.
You're running in District 38B?
A.
See, I'm getting them all mixed up already. We don't have a whole lot of time, so I want to get right to the questions here. And again, we appreciate you being here. And I'll just brief everybody in advance. Question 5 and 6 kind of flows together, so we're going to ask those questions together at the end, okay?
That's fine.
All right, Mike. Why are you running for delegate?
Well, one reason, there's going to be, I think, a lot of bills coming up this year attacking the family and gun rights and hunting rights and farmers and watermen. And I really feel that I was born here, and I'm a family man and a Christian. And I think I bring a lot to the table as far as representing the constituents of this district.
Cool. And you're from Fruitland?
Princess Anne.
Princess Anne.
I'm born in Rehoboth, not Rehoboth, Delaware, but
okay.
Rehoboth, Maryland.
Right,
so,
right. Okay.
So Somerset County.
I love it down there, by the way. Just so
oh
you know.
my gosh.
I don't want to get too long because we don't have enough time. But all right, let's go. Why should the voters support you versus your opponents? Because we all know you got a lot of opponents down there.
Oh boy, yes.
District. Yeah.
Yep. I'm glad I don't have a primary, which helps. But I'm a member of the NRA, so I know the hunting rights, trapping rights, and they're under attack. So that's a help. I'm a member of Farm Bureau and DPI, so I'm familiar with all the, and in fact, by the way, I own a farm too, and so I'm familiar with all the NAFO rules, the CAFO rules, and how it applies, and how it's stripping farmers of the right to make a living, and they're struggling. So I also I have a license to commercial fish, so I know about the harbors, and I know what they're facing with oyster sanctuaries and crab reduction catches. So that's two of the biggest things in my district that need help.
Okay.
The watermen and the farmers. So I've actually done all of it, and I'm still doing it. So you can't get better than hands-on experience to know what they need.
Very good. Under the current administration, Maryland taxpayers received the largest tax increases in history. How do you believe the governor and the legislature, pardon me, should attack Maryland's current fiscal situation? And please be as specific as you can.
Yeah, it's very tough, but you can't tax your way out of debt. You can't spend your way out of debt. There's going to have to be a big belt tightening. And one of the things, and it kind of goes into question number 4, is I think the state should really back off of keeping purchasing these big, large blocks of land for the reserve. For one thing, it takes it off of state, federal, county tax rolls.
Right.
So you lose the tax revenue off of it, and so that I would cut that way back as far as purchasing that. So government is in the back pockets of every business owner. They're going to have to do some credits to those that expand, those that hire, and I really believe the state should do some hiring off of unemployment rolls, even if it meant that the person that was hired, if the state picked up part of their salary. I was thinking about it, and I think it makes perfect sense, because it would be cheaper for the state to pay a percentage of somebody's salary than it would be the full unemployment. So I think allowing businesses to hire people, especially off the unemployment rolls, some credits for upgrading equipment, buying new equipment, instead of taking personal property tax, and somebody wants to expand their business, give them a personal property tax break.
Right.
If you're expanding and you're hiring, let them work, because small businesses is where it's going to make it, not big businesses.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. If elected, will you support the repeal of both the sales tax increase and the so-called millionaire surtax? If so, how would you pay for it?
You know, I'm not as familiar with the millionaire surtax, but I do know 5% to 6%, and we're so close to Delaware. I'm sure that it's hurt some local businesses and their revenue. I mean, if you can drive 15 or 20 miles north of here and be the Seaford Walmart, if you're going to spend enough money, certainly you can't go up there and save $2 because you lose. You know, if you buy it here, you use it here. But one thing I'd like to see is I've been thinking about it, is having a more of a user fee on some of the, like the bridges and tolls and that would free up some of the money that we're trying to put into the transportation part. I mean, I'm all for it.
And end up going back to Baltimore City anyway.
Well,
according to this governor.
but you know, I brought it up because being a county commissioner for 8 years, the state comes around every year with the tour for the state highway, and I brought it up every year. Hey, if you need to redeck the Bay Bridge, raise the toll on the Bay Bridge, let that pay for itself. Let those people that go across it are the ones that's using it, wearing it out. Don't cut Somerset County or Wycomico or Worcester or any other county out of their highway user funds when you're doing those projects like that. Let the people that use it pay for it.
Right.
And when you build a new road, the I-95 connector, let them toll, let them pay for it. Don't cut the whole Eastern Shore out of highway user funds. So basically, every county gets no roads done. And then you're building something over there. No, I'm not for that.
Doesn't work for you, right?
So I really think that would be a good pot of money. And then the money they're putting into those projects could be spent somewhere else. Balancing the budget.
Good point. Again, we're going to go back to this. We're going to do the two questions at once. Under the current administration, we've seen great effort by the state to force Wycomico County to strip farmers of their property rights by taking away many of their development rights. Do you support this? If not, will you commit, if elected, to support legislation to get the state government out of local planning decisions and, if need be, eliminate the Maryland Department of Planning? And let me go to question number 6 as well, since they're kind of combined. In your opinion, what are the greatest challenges facing the lower shore, and how do you believe you can help to solve those problems if elected?
Well, they kind of go together, Joe, because farmers and watermen are under big attacks, as everybody well knows, between reduction in harvesting and the cost of equipment and new tractors and combines. But farmers only have one thing to borrow against, and that's their land. If you take that away, they don't have no way to upgrade their equipment or go out and buy a farm if it comes up for sale. So farmers and watermen, they've got to be allowed to make a living. And if you take their rights to sell a development, and I don't know of any farmers that really want to sell all their land, because if they do, they're out of business. But if they need to sell a couple lots off on the corner of their farm to make enough money to overcome this year of bad corn harvest, for instance, if they don't have irrigation in their corn crops is reduced, or soybeans or whatever, buy a piece of equipment, upgrade. So you can't take away their rights to do that. So I would vote to repeal that and give them opportunity to survive. And we've got to get some regulations off of their backs. And the watermen the same way. We've got to be able to keep their harbor open. We've got to be able to give them the hours they need, the tools they need. And when you make rules, or we're going to reduce hours, or we're going to cut back on orchard sanctuaries, and give them something somewhere else. You just can't take away people's rights to make a living without supplying them something on the other end too. And it's been happening with the reduction in soot catches and days that you can harvest and days you can. And for instance, today, the law goes into effect, crabs have to be a quarter-inch bigger.
Really?
Yes, which is, they've had for several years now. So from April 1st, when crabbing goes into effect, hard crab has to be 5 inches up until today. And starting today till the rest of the year, they got to be 5 1/4. Soft crabs go up on size, so the peelers go up on size. So, you know, what was legal to catch yesterday and bring in and catch, which are beautiful crabs, now when it comes up in your crab pots, you got to throw it back.